Yes, Kate. I do have a number of questions. First, back to the finance director position that's been vacant, I believe, for over a year, and you have alluded that it has been posted and you've been actively working for this position. How many applications have you received on these postings?
None.
Nobody has applied.
No.
So in a year, nobody has applied for a finance director position every time
That's
you've
correct.
posted. No
Yeah.
applications.
I'm pretty clear about that.
That's surprising to hear. The last reporting that we received from your office concerning the FY22 budget to actual reports that we received from the last meeting showed that you were going to end the fiscal year with a profit of about $1 million. And then when the audit was completed, excuse me, this is 22 budget to actual reports. And then when we received the final audits, we're seeing a shortfall of about almost $3 million, because if you were showing you were going to have a profit of $1 million, and then your audited report is coming in with a $2 million shortfall, it isn't all attributed to the health that's commented in your report. I'm wondering if your auditor is on the line today and can comment onto the differences that attributed to those shortfalls.
I don't believe he's on the line.
And why would you have not seen this coming with a $3 million shortfall?
Okay. Robbie, are you on the line?
Yes.
Can you explain how you had to catch up on the prior year for Board of Ed? So a lot of it is Board of Ed, even though it's not healthcare. We've addressed a lot of issues on past practice in accounting and getting things current. And Robbie can probably give you more information on that.
Yes, so I started last June at the end of fiscal year 22, and we had a lot of invoices that were not paid throughout the year, and we have caught up on that now.
So what was your shortfall with the Board of Ed side that attributed to this? If I look at the description from the financials on page 10, which is the management discussion, it says there was a decrease in the Board of Ed expenditures of 3.6.
I'd have to pull up that sheet to see what you're looking at. Bear with me.
Well, you don't even have to look at that. It just tell me from your perspective of the Board of Ed, how much was your shortfall?
I don't feel confident without looking at the
Okay.
numbers by giving that to you.
Okay.
I will look into it.
Okay. So with that, I'm just wondering about the reliability that we have of the reports that this commission has been receiving from the city, and that we're being told that we have projections that are coming through, and those projections are not accurate when you come through from the end of the year. And so I would like to hear about the reporting side of it, and the reliability and the seriousness of your vacancies, and also the differences that we are seeing in your financial reporting.
I think the explanation as far as the variance was just given, that the system that we had to report on at the time, we gave you the information we had. Then it was discovered that there were a bunch of things that were not paid, which had to be put in as closing entries at the end of the year.
Now, going forward,
how should we, going forward, how should we be confident that you're getting invoices both on town and the Board of Ed paid in a timely manner, so that when we look at the reports, they are accurate, that there's not going to be another kind of summer surprise of invoices big pile of invoices that were unpaid?
Well, I think it boils down to the fact that you have two people in the positions now who have been there long enough to have a better handle on what's going on. I know in Nancy's case, she is working very diligently to make sure that the bills are turned in and paid on time. Unfortunately, there's no policy in place for the city that forces these department heads to do these kinds of things without any impunity. That's something that we've been looking into. From the Board of Ed side, I think Robbie has worked very, very closely with Nancy and putting procedures and practices in place that address these kinds of issues.
I would
Again,
say-
they both unfortunately inherited situations which I don't think they would create on their own, but they were created for them and they walked into them. And 21-22 was unfortunately the year of transition for all of that stuff.
So, do you have in your HR, do you have an evaluation process for your department heads?
There is an evaluation process that she's working on implementing.
Okay, so there has not been one in the past.
There is not one in the past, no.
Okay.
We
I will-
started that with the former HR director, and it has not gone any farther than that.
I would like
that
to
is
say,
one way where you can address
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
I would like to say that Robbie Trainer, who's on the Board of Ed side, has implemented many projects to actually make it so that they are getting their bills in on time and going through the proper procedures to get them approved before they purchase. So he's on the right track.
Good.
But is his $3 million, nobody can tell me right off the top of your head that the shortfall of $3 million is all of the Board of Ed. And when I look at the descriptions from the audit report, that doesn't lead me to believe that it is only the Board of Ed. I do believe that we have a situation at the city.
I will tell you this much. When I came on board, I realized, and I was informed by Walter, that there was an overestimate of the Board of Ed's budget for $1 million. Someone double booked something in the budget. So we knew that in anticipation. So that's 2.8 million. Walter,
What do you
can
mean double
explain
book
that better?
something in the budget?
No, that's not 100% accurate. The previous person who put the budget together had included a grant from the state of 1.2 million, which did not come to fruition.
So some of the shortfall was being under on grants.
Correct.
Okay. Kim, are you?
From a big picture, if you look at the trend analysis that we provided within the report and we look back at the history, you're going to notice in 18 and 19 that there was a shortfall in their fund balance deficit. Then we had 2 good years of 20 and 21 where they've come out and showed some profits and out of the deficit situation. And now we're going into 22 and we're falling back in where they're now losing some leverage and going backwards again. And then the question about the reliability and the reporting, it's just very, very concerning that they're backsliding. And that's what I would like to make folks aware of. And in the conversation, I don't have concrete answers in discussions of what those dollars are in each of these areas. So as on top of vacancies, that has not been addressed, and we've continued to speak about this for a long time. So to say that you're getting no applications whatsoever, I'm very surprised to hear that, because most of the time you'd at least get 20 to 30 of people that weren't qualified versus no applications. Then I wonder where you're posting. And
we're posting in this Connecticut financial officers accounts and in CCA.